when working in the theater and working with Macy's, I sold cologne and makeup. I knew a lot of gay men. I mean, all of my friends, all my life, even when I was in kindergarten, I was engaged to a guy that ended up being gay when he grew up. I, so I had so many really dear friends, and in the early '80s, when AIDS, when they called it GRID, it started coming when people just started dying. They didn't know what was going on, and it was so frightening. There's really no way to explain to somebody who hasn't gone through what the '80s and the '90s were like. Um, I feel like, sometimes I felt like I was 5 years old because I had gone through my fifth set of friends and nobody knew me more than about 5 years. The nurses used to wear moon suits going into the hospitals, and it's just every day you knew one or two people that died. You'd look at the obits, and it was not a single day you couldn't go through and see people. I used to go to the hospitals, and the worst thing for me was that I had to go up and look at the list that they had up, where the nurses keep who's there. And I always knew two or three people besides the one I was visiting. And that went on for years and years. And after a while, it was just, everybody I knew. And plus more, I used to go to the hospitals to visit my friends, and then I would go around to the other rooms of people I didn't know because nobody was visiting them. And people were it was amazing how, I mean, I know people were afraid, but I had somebody at Macy's say, well, we want to go see him, but, and I said, are you afraid you're going to get it? And I just reached out and touched him. I said, there, you got it. I said, if we can get it that easy, we're all going to die. I just couldn't imagine not being touched. And so as a human, I just would go into the other rooms, and the nurses would tell me, don't go in there, or you have to wear, this or that. And I would ask them, I said, well, is that for me or for them? And they said, for you. And I said, well, I don't want that then. And it was pretty horrible. I mean, I've had hundreds and hundreds of friends die, and it was week by week. I can't, it's almost hard to go back to think that I even survived that, because and the only reason I did survive it, I think, was because I found the quilt. And it gave me something else to do with it, and something that was helping somebody, the living, because I couldn't stop the dying. Because I wasn't political before, I used to make fun of all those people that were activists. I didn't, if I saw somebody with a pamphlet walking down the street, I would put my Walkman on and pretend like I didn't hear them. And I grew up with a very big family. My mom died when I was 9 years old, and my dad took care of all of us, and we were pretty close. And we went through a lot of weird hardships, and church trying to take us away from my dad, and different things throughout my life. But when my mom died, my father was terrified. We were living in East Oakland, where it was just a really rough area, and he used to, you got to count on your sisters and brothers. He was a tough dad, and but he wasn't around a lot. He had 3 jobs. We used to talk to him on a CB radio at night, so he had to try to control these kids and keep them safe and make them tough. My uncle would say, my dad, sounds like you're bragging about those kids. He goes, I am bragging. I like tough kids. They got to take care of themselves. And he goes, you got to stick together even if it's against me. You only have each other. My dad has been he's gone now, but he is the best support. I think at first he was a little nervous because I just really walked away I was buying into a mobile opera company. And so I was starting to really make some money, and I just walked away from both the jobs. And it was probably the easiest thing I've ever done, but everybody thought, oh my God, what's she gonna do? And I said, it'll work out, and it did. It was being the most horrible time of my life, it was also the best years of my whole life. I was so proud of all the people in San Francisco and across the country that I ended up meeting, of people standing up and leaving their regular lives and doing the right thing. And all those people are the reason that I'm the way I am. They gave me inspiration, they gave me anger, they gave me a drive. I don't like listening to speeches. I want somebody to do something. And so it seemed like we were doing something. There were so many thousands of people that made this quilt. So many. I just am lucky enough to put it together. All those people, they're the ones who made this beautiful quilt. I mean, I made some of them and all. But when you thank me, I just hope that you'd like thanking all those people, because, they made it, by their suffering, kind of. And it's bonded people that we would have no business ever knowing that person. It's changed the way I've looked at the world and a lot of things that maybe I was a little judgmental on, and maybe I had to deal with that kind of person, and it's changed the way that I might react to something now. The quilt saved my life. And I have to thank it, and also to all my friends up there, not all the ones I know, they're my boys. The quilt, that's what I call the quilt, they're my boys. And I don't, I know someday I'll have to step away. They'll probably, my bloody fingers be pulling me away from it. But I love my friends so much, and I don't want anybody to treat them badly. And I want somebody, not that other people would, but I want to make sure that that people know what wonderful people they were. And I don't want that to get forgotten, and I'm going to be the one who does it. I just love them. They built me. I like me,